strategy. Miss Tasha M. Dyer has 100% of the information. She is having a lot of fun, helping a lot of people. She is a mother, a grandmother. She is a retired U.S. Army major. She is here this evening to help us earn some pips tonight. Please help me welcome Miss Tasha M. Dyer. Miss Dyer, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. And I just want to thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Miss Edgecombe, who is instrumental in our Orlando market. So I just want to thank her for what she does for the Be Your Own Bank, BYOB movement. So welcome. Yes, BYOB worldwide. We are cashing out tonight. So I just want to thank each and every last one of you all for what you do. I'm telling you, I love it. I love logging on. I love in the chat. I love seeing that you guys are winning. You are taking this to the next level on your own. So I am excited. I am so excited to see that you guys are taking this strategy and you're able to put yourself in profit on your own. So yes, we are BYOB worldwide. That is who we are. And this is the BYOB cash out. So as we get started, what do? I need everybody to speak. I know we're muted, but I need you to speak. And I need you to say, I am a master trader. My trades end in profit. We're going to speak life into your trades. We're going to speak life into your profit. We're going to speak life into what you're doing, because we want to make sure that you have the right mindset, that when you sit down, you have that clarity and you are putting yourself in that energy. Exactly. I am a master trader. My trades end in profit. Yes. So here we are, BYOB cash out. So what we do first is always check the news. We always check the news. So, remember, this is technical analysis. The market repeats itself. The market does exactly what it's supposed to do. But those fundamentals, the emotions that happen, they happen because, remember, who moves the market are people. And we're going to ride the wave. We're going to ride the wave. We're going to ride the wave. As long as we know what to do and why we're doing it, that's how you come out on top, and that's how you win. So with that being said, like I said, we check the news. We check to see what's going on as Forex Factory, Forex Street, just kind of seeing what's happening. Now, remember, we got a holiday on Monday. We got a hurricane coming it look like it's going to hit Florida. We got a hurricane. And I know we have some people that's already experienced a part of it, and we just thank God that they're okay. So we just want to, if you're on the call, we just, like I say, we want to thank God that you're good and you're okay and that you're safe and sound. So, we thank God for that. Now as we brace and I try to find some water, we're going to make sure that we check this. Make sure that we look in the market and see what's actually happening. So that's right. Keep it going. So, and this is why, like when we look at this US 30 that we trade all the time, right? We got so many people winning with this. We got the sniper out there on the US 30. And what happens is when we look at this and when we see it, remember, fundamental and not technical analysis, but these are the top U.S. companies, right? Top U.S. companies. So the top U.S. companies are affected by the news. They're affected. So whenever you trade this, you want to make sure that you understand what's going on, because these are the companies. That's what this is, right? So we always want to make sure we kind of stay on top of that. Now, that's still up from earlier. However, we actually looking to see what is actually going on in the market. So if this is your first time on the BYOB cash out, BYOB call, if this is your first time, let me get a 111 in the chat. I want a 111 for all my new people. I want to properly welcome you out. Welcome to each and every last one of you all. So where I'm going to start this evening before we actually start taking some trades, and you heard Miss Edgecombe say, get your trade journals together. You heard her say, get your information together. So let me explain to you how the BYOB cash out strategy works. as we are looking for some trades. I'm gonna just pick one that might look a little clean. This is how this works. So the web analyzer, haha, and I pick one that's called the right way. I like to address the ability to ride the wave. So now what we're looking for is, so the web analyzer is gonna call a trade, right? Right now you actually see me on a 5-minute chart. If you want a 5-minute chart, you say go for a buy. If we're on a 5-minute chart, then you must be trying to scalp it. Now it's coming out of consolidation. I typically don't pull it when it's coming out of all that marketed decision. So I do not touch that. So let's get back into the why. So if you see something, drop it in there, and of course we'll check it out. You know, it's better to have more people looking than just me. And now that you all know what you're doing, this is great. So what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I am looking, I want one that's gonna start where it's supposed to. That's where we want to start. That's where we want to start. It's one that's going, here we go, here we go, here we go. So now, here we go. So what you're looking for, okay, this called Euro USD, right? Euro USD, and it called it for a sale. Now, as I'm looking at this, the first things first is look like it's going for a buy. I'm gonna pull it up because I'd have to be able to explain this, but we don't want to miss any trades either. I want everybody on here to know exactly what it is that we're looking for, but we, of course, we want to make some money. So I got the 5-minute selected if you're looking at this one. So she said AUDJPY for a buy on the 5-minute for a buy. So what is it that we're looking for? Because this one looked like it's trying to gear up. So if the web analyzer calls a trade, just like what we see over here, what we're looking for, first and foremost, I need everybody to understand that when you begin trading and when you begin understanding how to learn how to trade, and when you're actually learning the market, you're looking for what's called an entry trigger, Now, what that entry trigger is the ability, all we need is the right movement. So you get in a trade, you just need to know which way to go, because you can buy the market or you can sell the market, right? So you can buy or sell. So what we see right here is the web analyzer actually called for a trade. Web analyzer is calling for a trade, or we type a trade in ourselves. So the web analyzer scans the market, it scans the market, and it looks for what those entry triggers are. It has special algorithms, but those areas of value that we're typically looking for are your support and resistance. It is your trend, and so your support and resistance, your trend line, and your moving averages, right? That's what we're looking for. Now, what the web analyzer does is it scans it and it pulls that for you, right? That's what it does. So now, how does the BYOB cash out work? Regardless of what the web analyzer calls, because the beauty behind this strategy is because of what it is, you can trade it and ride the wave. You can trade it for a sale and then turn around and trade it for a buy. So if it gets caught in a correction, understand that you're already set up. You're set up, right? You're set up for success, to be able to capitalize and actually have more trades. So you didn't miss a trade. It's not that it didn't set up right. You know, what it is you have the opportunity to trade more. You have the opportunity for more pips and more wins. Now, how does it work? Whether it calls it or you type it in, the first thing is 3 confirmations. It is 3 confirmations. And the first confirmation is always the stochastic. It's always the stochastic. Always, always, always. Now, the momentum, this is a momentum indicator. So if it's around the 80, I'm looking for a sell. If it's around the 20, I'm looking for a buy, right? I'm looking for a buy. So we have the blue line that crossed down over the red. Now that's actually looking for a sell, okay? Now here we are. Someone just put it in a chat for a possible buy, but we have to wait till that stochastic crosses over and pulls up in a buy position. Now, we have the Hikinashi candles. These are trend candles. They do not, I got you, I'm about to pull the stuff up. They do not go in a direction, they don't look like Japanese candles. These are trend candles and they pull the trend. Now, if they're green, we're looking for green, we're looking for a buy. If they're red, we're looking for a sell. Green candles with a flat bottom, I'm looking for a flat bottom. Red candles with a flat top. So in this situation, I have my stochastic crossed over, my blue line crossed over the red around the 80. That tells me my setup that I'm looking for is a sell. You notice how it wasn't even, I didn't even have any red candles when this happened. So you have to know in your mind that when I see my stochastic in the momentum down, momentum sell, momentum down. And then now I need everything else to line up for a sell. And now I have my red candles with a flat top, and then I have my PSAR flip, right? So what those three that line up, the PSAR is a parabolic stop and reverse. This measures momentum in the market. So I have this, and it when it flips to the top, imagine it pushing down on the candles. This is the 5-minute chart. On the 5-minute chart, I want to make sure that I'm with the trend. I want to make sure that everything is aligning up. So at that time, that's the 1-minute chart going for a sale. 5-minute chart is gearing up for that. And then, of course, it was feeding into the 15. So that tells me I have a good trade. Of course, you also see me checking the currency strength. But when I see all three of these lined up, I know that I can actually pull out for a sale. And now on the 5-minute chart, the official call is 5 pips, right? But as you can see, it went for 16. So you can do a trailing stop loss. You can do a manual stop loss, trailing stop loss, whatever. But the official call is 5 pips on the 5-minute chart. So let's look at what we are asked to look at. Want to make sure we keep you in success. We'll make sure we keep you in the right place. So how you love being in that sale. That means you caught some pips. You caught some pips. Now, what time frame? You pulling these on the 15 time frame? Or are you pulling these on? So looks like, now this is at the end of this 15. This is at the end of that 15-minute for the one that you just called. So this would have been good here. And now we come, but on at this, so this was about at the beginning of the call when this candle formed. So this one you would have had to be in at the beginning of the call. So good trade setup. However, we actually did miss that one. Okay, here we go. I would want to see what this next candle does before I do anything on this 15-minute chart, which we are actually less than 2 minutes away. So we missed GA. So this one is about to form. Let's come over here. Now, this is coming out of consolidation, right? Coming out of consolidation. This is not close enough to the 20 for me. Yes, by default, you know, it's 50-50 chance, right? So by default, you call some pips, but imagine if it still looked like these, right? We were not getting 10 pips, right? We weren't, because even though this might cover to the peak, 10, you got to remember you got a pip reaction time. That's the time it takes you to get into the market. And depending on your reaction time, that might be about five pips per se. So you always got to include your pip reaction time. So coming out of consolidation, especially with this not around that 20, I would not have gone for that call. Got about 30 seconds left to see what that's going to do. AUD CAD. We're going to have movement in the market today? Yes, that's exactly right. 5-minute chart, you can grab 5 pips. 15-minute chart, you can grab 10. So this, we got 2 candles about to form. It kind of looks like this one is already coming out, so I wouldn't go into this one anymore. You notice that it was downward in that 15 minutes. Come down to the 5-minute. What I see is I see my market correction already happening. So I would not want to take that trade anymore. This one, I got a solid, right? Solid. Yeah, I got JPY and cash strong. I got JPY and cash strong. So this one is solid. Look where we at. So we just started with this chart. We started market correction on the 15. So Oh, no, we don't want no news. We don't want no news. Definitely don't want any more news. So definitely don't want that. So USD CAD. Yeah, we want to be careful. Oh, which one are you on? USD CAD. You talking about the 15-minute chart? Two flat bottom, green candles. So we gotta look like at 9 o'clock it has some great calls. But however, let's take a look at this one. Look at this downtrend, right? Coming out the consolidation and pushing down. So looking at this, I would want to know what's strong. I know I looked at before the call, I looked on the thing because this tells me it's strong, it's strong, it's strong. So let's see here. What am I looking for? Now, you're right, you're starting to get that eye. So what we see AUD and the Canadian dollar. So if I come back over here, you know, actually it's changing. So AUD is trying to pick up strength. And see, we said we're talking about some news coming, but the Canadian dollar and JPY is what was strong. That's why I always tell you, you got to come back and check it. The JPY was actually what was strong, right? You see, AUD is gaining in strength. Why is that? Because they got news, so they're anticipating, they're waiting, okay? And so the Canadian dollar was actually what was stronger. So what we're looking at is the possibility, you know, what you're seeing right here is the fact that as you come up for that correction, I wouldn't trade that correction. I definitely wouldn't trade that correction because of the strength of this trend, the strength of what it was doing already. And now we know, you telling me we got AUD news that's coming out. So yeah, that's definitely something you want to take into consideration. Definitely want to make sure we keep that in mind and take that into consideration. So let's see what else is going on out here. Let's see what else is going on in the market. So I think I got everything that you guys suggested. USD CAD. Now, if you're telling me CAD is stronger, I mean, you look at this. Oh, can I not type tonight? We just said this one is coming out of consolidation. So coming out of consolidation, I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that coming out of consolidation. Y'all keep them coming. I like this. Okay, let's see here. This one had a nice strong uptrend, right? We had a nice strong uptrend. Now, we had a nice strong uptrend. And so, look like that USD is kind of strong. Look at that USD kind of strong, kind of strong. Look how weak that counter currency is, right? So you can look at that just by telling it. You look at that almost went sideways. It didn't even push up, right? It never pushed up. So with it never pushing up, you want to make sure that you understand that this correction was real weak. And so where we at is we went back into a buy. So, you know, if you can take this, like I said, we could ride the wave. But we definitely want to make sure that the currency pairs are, you know, they're not too off in strength. But you can also often tell that by looking at this, right? So when we're talking about riding a wave, look what was happening before. That one was a little choppy. This one was a little choppy, but then we came back down for that sell. So this was examples of up, down, you know, you could have just rolled the wave, right? We probably wouldn't have took this one because all the wicks, and then you turn around and these candles were strong and they had a few wicks. But by the time we got back over here, I mean, you look at that. So, and that's on the 15-minute chart. And so now this came out of consolidation, and look where it started. It started in the middle. We don't even analyze. When you see the stochastic in the middle, you don't even touch it. You don't analyze it. You don't even consider it. So this one kind of peaked up a little bit, and it looked like it's trying to come in for a sale. But I like the market to adjust just a little bit after consolidation before I jump in. So that's how I trade. I always like to make sure. So even though it might actually cover those pips, that's how I like to trade, is just to make sure. And you know that the market actually figures out, because consolidation is indecision. So yeah, we don't like this one. I mean, you see it even more clear. You see it clear on the 5-minute chart. You see it a lot clearer. So I like the market to say, you know what, we figured it out. We know what's going on. So that's funny. So for some reason, I can never get the stochastic in the same direction of the trend. So yeah, so you on the 5-minute chart, you can actually get 5 pips. You can definitely get 5 pips, but understand that the rules, the confirmations are not going to happen at the same time. They do not happen at the same time, right? So let me show you so we can keep pulling some trades. Let me show you. You looking for? I'm gonna pull it up over here. Let's pull it up over here. I probably wouldn't go in it right now. Look at the 5-minute. You see how the stochastic is starting to curve up? So it's already pulling in that correction. So we already covered from the time it activated. I mean, it's already about 20 pips covered. And now look at the stochastic starting to get that bend in that curve. So the market is going to tell you when to get in and when to get out. So let me go back to this one and answer that question. So let me draw this for you, and keep dropping currencies if you see something, because we're here to make money tonight, right? So this is where this initially happened. I want to make sure everybody understands this. It's really, I don't want you all to overcomplicate it, right? Don't overcomplicate it. So first thing, this one happens to line up more closely than others. So this lines up, right? It lines up. Yeah, this is one of my favorite currency pairs. So when you say it's doing good, it's definitely one of my favorite. So this actually lines up, and as it lines up, what you're seeing is, you see none of this right here. It actually looks like, it's gonna look like this when you see it, when you're preparing for it, right? Just like if this would have been a valid trade, right? This hadn't crossed yet, but let's just say it's gonna cross right there, right? Let's just say it's gonna cross right there. I don't see any red. I don't see any PSR flip. But so this is what it looks like. So you have to start your analysis. So when I come here and I have my lines lined up, then my next candle actually, I mean, look at that candle. And then we get a red candle, right? Then we get a red candle. And this one on the first candle just happened to have the PSR flip. Like this is just like, doesn't happen on a regular basis. So I want to show you that one. And then let's look at Euro CHF in the chat. Uh-oh. Well, don't use it. Don't use it. You only need the 3. You're at 92% accuracy rate with the 3 confirmations. Trust me, I understand what you're saying. You had a 92% accuracy rate with the 3 confirmations. So if you feel like the currency strength just confuses you trying to look at it, just use the common sense analysis by looking at the trade, right? Just use the common sense analysis and don't even pull it up. I trade on here, I trade and I show you, but I can actually look at the charts, because I like you all to kind of see, but I can actually look at the charts, and then you can kind of tell if it's strong. If it's a strong trend, I know that I'm not coming in for a sell right here, right? So without me even pulling a currency strength, I look at this and then I know that I would not take a sell right here, right? So use the common sense approach. And with the common sense approach, the feedback is 92% accuracy. You know, what we've tested is 92% accuracy, so don't pull it. Don't pull it. Like when you see right here, I know that I mean, look at that sale. And then I know I was coming off of a sale, and then I turn around for a buy, and I wouldn't even try to take a buy right here as deep as that sale was. So that's currency strength right there. That's currency strength right there. I use it a lot on here to teach you all, to make sure everybody understands it. Because if I'm saying, hey, look at the trend, you might not grasp it with your eyesight all the time. So I want to make sure everybody has the tools to help them be successful. But don't use it don't use it. So looking at these currencies, I'm trying to show you good trade setup and how I'm analyzing it. Now, I want to find one that does not set up right away. It's crazy that, okay, this is where it crosses. This one does the exact same thing. Because I want to answer the question how she saw it. So let's try this one. Because I hear this. So this is where it crossed, right? That's where it crossed. Now, what happened is I ended up getting a red candle with a flat top after that, right? Red candle with a flat top. And so now I've got one confirmation. You're not going to get them all at the same time. You're not. That's just not how it works. And of course, one that we pulled did have it after I'm saying that. But now I got a red candle with a flat top, but my trade is still not ready. And so I'm on a 15-minute candle, right? So this happened, and then in the next 15 minutes, this happened. And then I went a whole nother 15 minutes, and I still didn't have anything for this candle, right? But then now the PSR flipped. Now you see the PSR is touching the candle, so we know it's going to flip. But then the PSR actually flips, right? It actually happens. And when it happened, now we could execute the trade. So you see from the time everything started lining up, it's still another 30 minutes before this trade is activated. Is it always 30 minutes? No, we just saw it. But this is really what it is. You wait for those confirmations, and this PSR could have flipped at the very beginning of that or not. So you notice that by the time it got ready, okay, look where my momentum is. So I'm also addressing that, but it's not at the 80 anymore. It's not at the 80. You don't want it to stay at the 80. The momentum needs to start. Listen to the key words that I'm saying. The momentum needs to start at the 80. And then it pulls down and it pulls into a trade. So let's let this news break. We got about 2 minutes. So if you got a question, drop it in the chat. I know we said we got news in about 2 minutes, so we don't want to trade right before the news. We want to kind of let the news happen and see what's going on. So we got what happened previously really doesn't matter. I'll pull it up though to show you. What's a good average to examine the charts? I mean, you see that you've been on here, and you see that sometimes we get on here, we'll take 6 to 10 trades, right? We'll take the markets moving, and all of them close out before we get off the call. And then we get, and then we spend time looking for setups. It just all depends on the market. So I really can't answer how long the trade will be, how long, and all of those things. I really can't answer that because it's all dependent on the market. We saw a lot this morning. Yesterday it had a lot of news. And then today, this morning, the market was like, we're asleep. It adjusted around 2 and 3. And at 4, I saw them even moving at 4. And at 5 o'clock, the market calmed down and it was sleeping. So how long it takes for a trade to manifest, how long it does, just don't force it. My recommendation would be just don't force it and take the trades that you see for the setup. Yeah, exactly. And one of them just closed from 8 o'clock. So, that's so true. The ones we did yesterday took all day to close. So, but then we get on here and guess what? They all close out during the trade. My recommendation is to always start with the 15-minute chart to get comfortable and familiar, because the 5-minute chart it moves a lot more. You have a lot more movement, and you want to make sure you have room for, you want to make sure that you have room for the market correction. So when I'm on a 5-minute chart, I like to look and see what's happening on the charts before me, you know, and to see if it's feeding into that 15-minute chart, right? I want to make sure it's feeding into that, because if it starts at the 1, goes to, if I'm on a 5, I need to make sure the 1 minute is not into correction. And the 1 minute, you can't get no smaller than that. So you know that one moves a lot faster. 5 minute, I want to know what it is that we're feeding into, and I want to make sure it's going into the 15-minute, right? I want to make sure. So that's how I do that. So what is your question? Not the length of the market. Right now, your price on the right has between a good gap. When you close, the gap or the price and the charts change, they look and feel. You mean like right here when I'm doing this? Okay, I'll do that to see the strength of the candles and things like that. So, but you can tell if it's in consolidation, and you can tell if it's a trend, right? This is just a market shift. All this is a shift. We were coming up from an uptrend. This is why I said don't always use it. We're coming up from an uptrend, and then you see this is that, like, it's like a little range where it's a market shift. You definitely know the difference between consolidation and when you see that shift and that trend change, when you see that. Well, the US 30, my recommendation, you see it's still moving up. I mean, it's still moving up. So my recommendation, honestly, would be to scalp it. So my recommendation would be to scalp it. Now, understand, why are those calls so accurate? Why are they so accurate? One, definitely using technical analysis. Definitely using technical analysis. And what he's using is the same thing you all are using, the BYOB cash out. I trade the US 30 as well. What am I using? The BYOB cash out. So it's not doing absolutely nothing different. The only other thing that I would say that's added to it is a lot of updates and information. It doesn't matter what the news is about, but you need to know what's going on to have the accuracy, because these are the top 30 US companies, right? This the Dow, it's 30 companies. So if you know what's going on, then you can and you're trading it, then you start to be able to understand how the market's going to react, how investors, how are people going to react to this market. And so that's where that accuracy comes in, because we can look at this and we can line it up perfectly, but then you have to be able to adjust for the news. Is this going to have a favorable reaction? Is this going to have a negative reaction? You know what's going on. So when we say watch Bloomberg, you know, turn off the Housewives of Atlanta and all that other stuff, no shade or nothing intended, but what goes in is what comes out. You're in the industry and you're in a market where you are looking to profit in the market. So if you don't want to be updated on the news, then this is something you don't trade, because this one is affected by what happens in the news more than the traditional Forex current. Even though those are, you got to understand that this is going to react to everything. This is going to react to a tweet. It's going to react to, it's just going to react because it's companies. So, and it's a combination and a collaboration of companies. So you definitely want to take that into consideration. So why are his calls so accurate? Because Bloomberg, staying updated, you know, knowing what's going on in the real world is how you understand it, and not being caught up in what the news is, but just understanding what the news is. You know, once again, you take your emotions out of it and you analyze it from the reality standpoint. So that's what that is. So, I mean, those trade the exact same way. So, but you can come here on this 15-minute chart and you see that setup, the blue line cross over the red, and it moves in an upward position. And now I had my piece, I had my green candle with a flat bottom, piece R flip. I can go scalp that on the 15-minute chart. I mean, literally. So we're looking at it, but right here, that's definitely something you can do on your own. And you can do 10 points, because remember, these are points. But because it moves a lot faster, you probably do a few more than 10, but you don't go for the 50 that we typically go for on Take Profit 1. So, I mean, same thing. No different. So right now that should have passed. It's 9:35. So what's in the market? What's in the market? What's in the market? Is he going to trade US 30 tomorrow? More than likely it might be a call. We're just not live on Fridays. It's not a holiday tomorrow. The only thing we got is a hurricane, and that's not tomorrow. So, you know, you just want to keep that in mind. So, I mean, they do the same way. I haven't called him on this call or anything else, but yeah, I haven't called him on this call. So, ooh, AUD got weak. Look at it. Oh my goodness, right? AUD news and it got weak. So let's see what's out there. See how it affects it? Look how strong the JPY got though after that news. Look how strong the JPY got. And look, you saw that how it just jumped right there? So it's this is a reaction to the news. So let's see what's in the market. JPY that week, probably be looking for, no, JPY is real strong. So we'll be looking for some sales if it's on the end. So we definitely be looking for some sales. So you see how it kept going and how it was going up, and then that news hit and bam, it's headed back down now. So look at that. That's that spike, right? But we don't trade it from the middle. So if you would have been in this, and now look at that. I mean, look at how it pushed down. So you were in that trade. Let's see what else. Awesome. So and this is in the middle. Ooh. Did we just look at that? Okay, so what's going on with US 30 still rising? So it's reacting to something because it had turned around and started going for a sale. So it's reacting to something. Stay there nice until Christmas. So, I mean, look at this cryptocurrency. What's out here with crypto? Let's see what's out here with crypto. Let's look at something else. Let's abandon the Forex for a moment. That, okay, what's, okay, it don't know what it want to do either, right? Does not know what it want to do either. So who trades crypto? Who trades crypto? Let me get a 111 in the chat. You trading crypto? In your demo, that's fine. That is fine. Trade it in your demo. So guess what? You can do this weekend, or you can do now, right? Not on that one, though. So we're going to find some trades. We missed some. It's good you're in the demo. I'm excited you're in the demo. I'm excited you're in the demo. So let me see. I got a favorite one. I got another favorite one that I'll introduce y'all to. GPPs are. Anybody trade exotics? Get a 111. Now, let me tell you something about exotics. So this exotic currency pair, it moves at, this one moves about 2,000 pips a day. So we don't need to go for the long haul on these, right? But let's say you can't get in the US 30 or something. You want to demo these first, right? You want to demo first. So we got to get these trades before we miss them, because this was a good one. And when I trade anything other than traditional currency, I'm trading to a support or resistance line, right? I'm trading to a support. That's a good practice, support or resistance line. So like this one, I would have took to about right here. So when I saw that everything line up, I just would have traded this till about right here. So yeah. So you wanna, I mean, you look at that, look how many pips that was just in that little movement. That's 110 pips, right? 110 just in that little movement. So understand it moves quickly. It moves quickly. So you want to make sure that you analyze. You want to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. So, you know, you want to make sure, because you don't want to jump into something. So this, as you can see, I kind of like GBP, but so we GBP ZAR, GBP AUD. Yeah, 5 minute. Sometimes I do the 15. I do the 15, but yeah. Oh, JPY is the other one. I always start with low lots so you can get a feel for it. I always start with a low lot so you can get a feel for it. Always go on your demo account. Always go on your demo account. Because if you never traded it before, that thing moves. It moves. That's like learning how to drive. If you haven't done it before, it's like when you take your child outside, you want to teach them how to drive. Do you teach them in a Honda or you teach them in a sports car? You know, which one do you teach them in? You teach them in a Honda. You teach them in, you know, a Toyota. You teach them in something safe, which is the 7 major currency pairs. So you don't teach them in a sports car, right? We don't go learning how to drive in a sports car. So you want to make sure that, look, we got about 10 minutes. I know we had the news, which I don't like it when we, you know, but I'm not going to force something. I want to make sure we get something. So we missed a couple in the beginning, but if you see something, drop it in the chat. Let's get some trades before we get off this call. We even missed that US 30 that ride back up, right? And then when we checked the gold really wasn't doing anything. So you see something, like I say, drop it in the chat. Oh, you wanna do something else. Uh-oh. Yes, I do. But if I'm scalping it, if I'm just scalping it, I do it the same way. The same way I just showed you, the same way I do anything else. I make sure it's aligned, right? I make sure it's aligned. Make sure it's aligned. So look like we keep finding them after we miss them. So you look, 15 minute, blue line cross over the red and an upward momentum, green candle with a flat bottom and a PSAR flip. So definitely was a good one. Definitely was a good one. And I'm quite sure missed it on there. If I'm trading on the 15-minute chart, I do look for I do look to make sure it hasn't been in that correction. If it's all going in the same momentum, your correction is going to be less. That's why I check it. That's why I do it. Your momentum is actually going to be less, right? Have they had a call in a minute? This one been in consolidation. Now on this one, if I trade this, it's always in the morning. That's just that movement is normally in the morning, but not saying I haven't, not saying I won't, but that's why I've never really looked at this one on the evening calls. This one, yeah, I've normally traded. In the mornings, yeah. All foreign exchange pairs will flip the PSAR when the call ends on a 5-minute chart. It's going to happen faster. So on a 5-minute chart, that's why, we're starting to look at these on a 5-minute chart. When you all started getting on these calls, I definitely wanted to focus on the 15 to teach you the strategy, teach you how to trade it, make sure you completely understand it, right? Definitely want to do that. So that's exactly how, we kind of did that and why I focused on that. So now what I'm doing is like introducing all of the rest of this to you all. So you saying on the German 30, the bell opens at 2, German 30, but best trade around 5. Same thing with the US 30, right? It opens up, we get our call about 4 o'clock in the morning, because I'm looking at it at night. But what happens at night is typically not what's going to happen, because you start getting news from different areas and news from different things. So you always want to make sure you take all of that into consideration. We have to take all of that into consideration. Oh, awesome. So, and then a few hours later, you know, is when the opening bell happens, and you're talking about around 5 o'clock in the morning. So we'll start pulling that one too. We'll definitely start adding that one to the calls in the morning, to those morning calls, and taking a look at that as well. But but it's all traded the same. So we let that news hit, we let what happened, and then we analyze it. So you looking for Euro JPY? For that one, okay, what did we do? We did the sale. That would have been a while ago. Oh my goodness, I didn't leave it marked up. So I did not leave it marked up. So it's been all day, right? It's been all day. So I know we keep missing them tonight. I don't know what's going on. So it was somewhere. Oh goodness, where was it? It would have been somewhere. I didn't leave it marked up. So I did not leave it marked up. So I know on Tuesday's training, Tuesday night's training, because Tuesday night is a straight training call. We're definitely going to be looking at that. We're definitely going to be taking a look at the 1 hour and some setup, so we all can go for higher time frames. I grab more pips. I want to make sure we answering everybody's personality. You on a 15-minute chart? Oh no, flat bottom waiting on the PSAR. Flat bottom waiting on the PSAR. Now, once again, you look at the strength of this. So what's happening on the 1 minute? 1 minute is already in that uptrend. What's happening on the 15 minute? 15 minute look like it's gearing up. But look at this downtrend. Look at this. So when these corrections, these are real weak. So this is what I meant about turning it over. This is what I meant about you looking at the downtrend and those corrections, about doing your human analysis and not having to pull up that chart. I can look at this and tell this trend is real strong, right? I can look at it and tell that. So yeah, so I wouldn't be looking to turn around and buy, because it's strong right here and it's even stronger right here. So that's that human analysis. But you can definitely ride the wave on some of these, right? Just ride the wave up and down. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't know, Mr. Rogers, you have any comments before we transition this call? If the setup is right, then a call will definitely be made. So a setup is right, a call will definitely be made. But if it's not, then you definitely, do some of your own analysis. This is what I want you guys, see if you can predict it, see if you can get it, right? See if you can get it. So, and I'm gonna highly recommend a web analyzer. I know what you're saying, but the harmonic scanner does not give you the option to do anything outside of some Forex, and you don't have the option to add the pairs you want. You have to go with what they call. So you're not getting the indices, you're not getting the cryptocurrency, you're not getting the metals. So it's well worth the investment to make sure that you add the web analyzer, so you can have the opportunity. We always want to set ourselves up for complete success. We always, we don't ever want to sell ourselves short. We want to set ourselves up for complete success. And the web analyzer should not break anybody's budget. This is definitely a tool you want to have in your kit bag. So that's that's just how I see it. So, we don't want to make any shortcuts. So Mr. Rogers, you have any comments or anything before we transition this call?
Absolutely. Hey, let's give it up. Let's give it a big hand clap by showing me a 111 in the chat for the trade whisperer herself, Miss Tasha M. Dyer, for this amazing strategy that she's been able to put together. And folks, if you've been riding out with us all week and you've had the opportunity to tap into our calls on the US 30 and things of that nature, and if you've been profitable with us, give me a 777 in the chat. If you've been excited about seeing your accounts grow this week. Wow, wow, that's absolutely exciting to know that. And today was just one of those days on the US 30. We were able to get on that London session. We were able to get the take profit 1, 2, and 3. And on the New York session, when we made that second call, we were able to get take profit 1 and 2. And if you're still in it, today was a great day for a lot of, if today was a great day for you, taking all the trades that we were able to take today, all the calls we made, and if I recall, I think every trade ended in profit. I think every trade ended in profit for you today. So I know there's some people that really enjoyed their day today. So if you were the benefactor of today all week, once again, I need you to give yourself a hand clap for making a commitment to learn this skill. And one of the things that we want to make sure that we do with all of our business partners, our family, is we want to make sure that you become the signal. Yes, I will be. If it's a good call, I'm going to share with you what I see. But our whole purpose is to ensure that if any of us are not able to send anything to you because you understand the 3 confirmations, you're able to fish even when you're fishing by yourself. Obviously, you know, it's a collective energy where you're able to bounce back and see what you see. But we want to equip everyone. We want to empower you. We want to expand you. And then we want you to go and share this with your sphere of influence. And that's the reason why it is very important that we arm you with the right information. Wow, that is amazing. 14 out of 17 wins with your own analysis. See, that's what that's what most excites me. Yeah. Not the fact that I've been able to call, but the fact that you were 14 out of 17 by utilizing this strategy. Folks, this is what we're talking about, true liberation. This is what the BYOB, moving out, be your own bank, it's all about. So big shout out to those, wow, 13 for 14, wow. See, folks, people need to understand it here. So for those of you who are dropping those informations in the chat, please help us broadcast this message out. Make sure you drop it in the email, webinar, Facebook group. Post it on your page. Come join us. Let us feast together. We're excited for that. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Ms. Dyer, that we're going to transition.
Wow, wow, y'all really made my day. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. That is so exciting. Exactly. Let the market pay for your subscription. Yes, yes, yes. And that's why I say this is so worth the ad. Look at the success that you're having. Look at the success that your business partners are having. Look at the success that everyone is having. So do not hesitate in upgrading to the web analyzer. Do not hesitate if you do not have it. That's why I put it on there while he was talking. That is a trade. I checked the 5 to 30. So yes, you should definitely already be in that trade. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. BYOB worldwide, BYOB cash out. Let it be known from the top of your lungs. Make sure that you share this information because we definitely want everybody in the same position that you are.